Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's Clean With Me is brought to you by my kids who destroy everything. No, but in all seriousness, my kids sometimes write on stuff, they sometimes ruin a few things, and that is perfectly fine. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my kids, so grateful for them. But anyways, I thought I would share with you how I clean these little areas and just kind of take you along with me. You're gonna only need 3 cleaning items for this. You'll need some rubbing alcohol, a magic eraser, and some lemon essential oil, which is kid safe. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna share with you how to get these areas clean. So this area is our school area with the table here with some quote washable markers, dry erase markers. We have it all over the wall, which does not come off very easily. So I'm gonna share a few tricks how to get this area cleaned because this is one that constantly needs attention. I just have some magic erasers from the Dollar Tree. I've never tried these before, so we'll see how they stack up against the Mr. Clean brand. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it wet underwater. Now, I have mixed feelings about these because they're actually really not natural and good for you because they're made out of melamine. So I'm still trying to find a natural alternative to this, although I did find Earthly's cleaning paste to be amazing for the shower. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below or up in the iCards, and you can check that out. Of course, there'll be some links down in the description box for these products I'm using today. So I'm just gonna give it a good scrub, and it does a really good job at taking off all of the marker, the washable marker and the dry erase marker, any pen or pencil marks here. Now you have to be careful using this on surfaces that are shiny, like painted areas and stuff, because this is pretty abrasive. So just be careful on what you use this on. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down with some rubbing alcohol and wipe it with a microfiber cloth, and that'll get any other residue on there just from, you know, the dirty water that it's been picking up and stuff. And as you can see, it came out really nice and clean. These tend to deteriorate as you use them, so I usually like to break off a chunk at a time. So now we're gonna go ahead and just use this on the chairs. Now these chairs are really textured, so it did not quite come off 100% just because there were so many grooves from the texture that it just could not get down in there. So I'm also gonna spray it with my rubbing alcohol and just try to get it clean with my rag. As you can see, it cleaned up the chair pretty nice. There's still a little bit left here, but I don't think it's picking it up on camera. Maybe you can see a little bit, but it did take some of the shiny finish off. That's the one thing that you have to be careful with magic erasers, is that it can dull your finish, especially like if you do it on your paint and stuff. So you can kind of see it a little bit, but it did, maybe you can see a little bit more right here. You can see right in here. But it did definitely clean the chair, but I also had my rubbing alcohol spray that worked really well on the back. There was a mark on the back, and I just took that off. Oh, there's one here on the side here. Let me show you with this. See, the rubbing alcohol just took that marker right off. I think this was, it was either a dry erase or a washable marker. I'm not sure, that's what the kids use here. So it was one of those two. But yeah, definitely cleaned it up, but it definitely is not picking it up on camera, but it is a little bit whiter here from the magic eraser. Now I'm going to work on the other chair, and I'm only going to use my rubbing alcohol spray and my microfiber cloth just because I don't want to ruin the finish of this chair. It's not quite as bad as the other one, but there are some spots. And of course I have my little helper here. She loves squirting and spraying the spray bottle. So I let her do that, and then I just wiped it off with the microfiber cloth. Rubbing alcohol works really well for getting off dry erase markers and cleaning your dry erase board. Also, the kids like to trace around the little silver part with the dry erase marker, so I'm going to clean that. There's also a little groove in there that is really hard to clean, so I'm going to stick my little rag in there and get that all nice and clean. I got this organizer thing from IKEA. I love to put the kids' letter magnets in there. I used to store markers in there, but that's just a little too accessible for this area. So I put their magnets in there. So I'm gonna use the magic eraser along the outside to get it all nice and clean, and then afterwards spray it with my rubbing alcohol and wipe it down, and it'll get it really nice and clean for me. All right, now time for the walls. This is dry erase on the wall, and I'm not gonna use my eraser here because it's gonna scuff up the walls and dull it, and so I don't like to use those for the wall. So I'm just gonna spray it with rubbing alcohol, and as you can see, this takes it off really nicely. This is just plain old 60% rubbing alcohol that I put in a spray bottle, making it easier to apply than just in a bottle. All right, now to get everything back in order, and then this area is all nice and clean, ready for me to get ready for next school year. Amazing that a magic eraser and rubbing alcohol and a little bit of scrubbing can make this area look so much better. I have some rainbow stackers that I painted for Faith, and she wrote on them with a pen, so I'm just going to be very gentle and careful with these and use a tiny bit of rubbing alcohol to scrub. I don't want to ruin the finish on these, but it took it off pretty nicely. You definitely don't want to use a magic eraser on anything like this, so that's why I'm going to use my rubbing alcohol and microfiber cloth very gently. Faith also likes to write on books, so I'm just gonna use my spray again with the rubbing alcohol and just try to get it off. It got most of it off, however there are a few spots where it did not come off, but that's okay, it looks a lot better, and this is a very old book. We have some vacuum scuff marks here on our toy storage cube shelf. I'll link a video down below if you want to see some toy organization storage ideas and how I have this. Because this is shiny, I'm going to first start out with my rubbing alcohol spray, and I sprayed it on there and tried to scrub, and it didn't really take much of it off. So I decided to go ahead and use the magic eraser just really carefully and lightly so I didn't scuff up the finish. As you can see, it worked much better with quite a bit of scrubbing, but I was very careful so I didn't ruin the finish on this shiny shelf. I have some sticky tape residue spots from some homeschool projects that we had taped up on the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and take some lemon essential oil, this is from Plant Therapy, drop it onto my rag and then just scrub it off. And I was surprised at how well this actually got the sticky residue off. It didn't come off 100% completely, but it took a majority of it off. So I had to scrub pretty much, and then I went through afterwards with my rubbing alcohol and scrubbed it down again, and these both in conjunction with each other worked really well at getting the sticky residue off of the walls. I'm making a note to myself to not use clear packaging tape to put stuff up on the wall because this was a lot of work to scrub off. So next thing I have here is Miles' dress shirt, and there's some sticky residue here from a sticker, and it's been washed several times. So again, I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol and I'm going to completely saturate it, and then I'm just going to let it sit there for a few minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a microfiber cloth and I'm just going to gently rub it, and you probably can't see, but it is taking some of that residue off. So this residue was super tough to get off, so I ended up getting an old toothbrush and just scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and I used my fingernail to kind of pick off the little residue pieces that were starting to come off because the toothbrush and the rag loosened them up. So after a lot of scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, I was finally able to get the residue off the shirt completely. I was nervous with all the scrubbing that it would cause the shirt to pill up. It did slightly, but it's not too bad. All the little gunky pieces that I pulled off. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the washer and dry it and see if I got it all. As you can see, it is completely gone. The rest of the shirt is slightly pilled up, but it is a little bit more so in this area. So just be careful, especially if you have more delicate fabric. Don't rub too hard. The last area that I'm going to be cleaning is my son's Lego table. He took a pink marker and traced around the edges. It's supposedly a washable marker, but it would not come off with just plain water. So I'm going to go ahead and try cleaning it with my lemon cleaner here, which is just rubbing alcohol and lemon essential oil. I decided to mix them because I went through a lot of lemon essential oil trying to get the sticky residue off the wall. So I thought if I mixed them together, it would go a little further. So I'm just gonna spray it on there and wipe it off with a damp rag and get it off really well. And it actually took it off really nicely. I didn't wanna have to repaint this whole table, obviously. I also took a toothbrush and scrubbed in the corners, and it actually worked out really well. As you can see, it came out for the most part. It doesn't look perfect and it's not perfectly out, but it definitely looks better. Found these tips helpful. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your tips and tricks for cleaning up after your kids. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos that I post. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.